Hello, this is Jordan, and in this video, I'm going to be going over a simple tutorial on how to make a 3-week look-ahead schedule in Microsoft Project. This is based off of a template that I've created, and I have a separate video on how to set up the template that you can watch in addition to this. And if you're looking to learn a specific thing, I put a directory in the description so you can skip to a certain part of the video. All right, let's get started. So I have the template open right now. As you can see, we have a couple of sample tasks in here. First thing you're probably going to want to do is get rid of them if you're using this to actually make a schedule. But for the demonstration, I'm going to leave them in here right now. The most pertinent thing you're probably going to want to do is add a task. So you can do that just by selecting a row beneath the tasks that you already have. And I'm going to enter in here. I want to call this a task of great importance. Click enter, and it creates a new task. In addition to selecting down below, you can also right click and hit insert task to put a task anywhere in the order if you don't want to put it at the end. So once we've inserted our task, we're going to pick what sub or group is going to be doing that task with the preloaded subs from the setup. And I'm going to say this is an RH White task, so I'm going to pick there. You can either select it by the drop-down menu here, or just start typing in the name, and it's going to show up here, and you can select it that way as well. So now we pick a start date. Let's say starting then. And you can either choose the duration or finish date for the task. I'm going to say it's a week-long task, so we're going to say it's 5 days long. And you can see that it automatically filled in here and showed up. That's all we have to do here. If you want to put additional information here, I have it preset with the cost code if you want to show what the cost code is for that. But you can change to type in whatever you want here. All you have to do is change the name of the field. All right. So if you wanted to note that a task is critical task, so it's on the critical path or it needs to get done before another task gets done, you can denote that. I like to do that just by highlighting it in orange here. I have a key that shows that that's what it means, and that's how I denote a critical path task on the schedule. So another important thing in Microsoft Project is the status date. Microsoft Project doesn't automatically assume that you want to refer to today's date. So you have to set what date you want things to be in reference to. So you come over here to the project section and status date right here. And you can select today's date, but I would usually recommend selecting the Sunday of the week that you want to refer to as being week 1. So in my case, I'm going to refer to November 8th, 2020. So I'm going to pick that Sunday. Click OK, and you're all set with that. So that really allows the filters that show only the next upcoming 3 weeks to work, because if the date's wrong, it's not going to show the appropriate tasks for the upcoming 3 weeks. All right, so we've created our schedule, we've set the date, and really the next thing that we want to do is print out our schedule. So we come over here to File and click Print. And you can see that we just have some template information filled in here. In the setup phase, you can fill out some of this information, but you can see it's showing all of the schedule items that we want to show. And we can select page 1 to 1 to make sure it fits on all one page. And then you're going to come in here and select the date range for the 3 weeks that you want to look ahead to. So let's pick that same project date, that Sunday, and then 3 weeks out from there. So you can see we're showing 3 weeks of the 3-week look ahead cut out here. So we can either print it directly to a printer or print it to PDF and save it as a PDF on your computer. Cool. So another important aspect of the 3-week look ahead is not just for scheduling, it's for data tracking and looking back on what's been accomplished. So the way we do that is we come back over to the task section in the header over here, And you can see all the way to the left, there's this item called Gantt chart, where it allows you to quickly change between views on the Gantt chart. I'm going to click on this, and we're currently in the 3-week look ahead menu. I'm going to click data tracking now, and you'll see it pretty drastically changed everything on here. So what changed? So now we have the same tasks, so it's all the repeated tasks. You don't have to enter in tasks again. It's showing the amount of labor that we expected to use on this task based off of the estimate or based off of your previously calculated amount. It's showing the labor used so far on the task. So if you can generate this from coins, you can have your own records on site, but that's the amount of labor put towards the task so far. And then we have the option here to either report progress in terms of % complete. If you don't really have trackable quantities, you can just say it's 50% complete, or you can use these two earned versus total quantities where you know you have 25 square feet of forms to put up, and you put up 25 square feet of forms. So they don't work simultaneously with each other, but you can choose one or the other, and whichever one you don't have an interest in using, you can right click and click hide the column, and then they go away. So you don't have to look at them. I've just left them here so that you can make that decision. You'll see next, these two columns right here show what is the progress on labor, because the whole point of this is to determine the amount of labor that's being used versus forecasted to complete the task so that you can maintain on schedule with the labor. So if you've completed 50% of the task, but you've already used 5 out of 7 man days worth of labor, you can see that in order to complete the task, it's looking like you're going to take 10 man days to finish it. So that's going to blow out the estimate and be over budget. So that's showing here that you're behind target on labor, and I have this little sign here just to go along with it that shows that that's not good. The other thing you care about is, did it finish on time? Because even if you blew the budget and you've put 10 man days into a task that was only supposed to take 7, but you finished on time, that's still a good thing. You want to know if you're finishing things on time. So this flag here shows, did it finish on time? And this is showing when the original finish date was expected to be completed on. So really all you have to do in this section is come in here each week, and this is looking back at last week's tasks so that you can report previous week's tasks. Fill in how much labor was put towards each of these tasks. And like I said, you can take that off of a coins report. And then how far along it is. You can either take the quantities from your own reporting or from coins, or put in the percentage. So that is the data tracking aspect of it, and you can print this out just like the last report, although I kind of like to just look at it in project rather than printing it out. But this helps you get a good sense of what your progress is on the tasks that you're working on. Lastly, what I think is one of the better aspects of Microsoft Project is the ability to have multiple different documents created from the same schedule. So what I mean by that is, if you come down to the bottom right here, you can see we're on Gantt chart, but you can also click task usage. And as you can see, it comes up with a different format yet again of the same tasks that we had been talking about before. And this format is geared towards the crews on site so that you can present to them relevant information to them without overloading them with all the tasks that other people are working on or far out into the future. This lets you just talk about the upcoming week and what our guys are working on. So you can see for the next week, our crew is going to be working on this task, and you can manually change how much labor you want each task to be working on. So let's say I think that this is going to be 3 people working on it each day for a week. I can go in here and change it so that it's 3 people here. Now, if I go and print this out, it shows the next the next week, we have 3 people working on it each day. And the cost code is here, so there's no confusion as to what the time should be coded as. So it's clear to the crew what the expectation is for them to be working on. And if we had a few more tasks here, like we normally would, it's a nice indication of what people should be working on each day and the expectation of how much labor they should be putting into each task. So you can print this out separately for the crew that was working for us, and this also formats differently, so anything you change on this schedule, as you can notice, it's a little bit different than the format on the previous thing. This prints out separately. So tried to make this as minimally confusing as possible. So I didn't include everything that you could possibly want to change. So I've also going to be making a more complex version that goes into detail on the more advanced things that I did to set up the template that I've made and other things that you could use on Microsoft Project in order to make your schedule a little bit more advanced. But if you have any questions, let me know. And thank you for watching. Goodbye.